After awakening his persona after the boss fight, Yosuke seems to be much more at ease and happy, having found an inner peace with coming to terms with his own shortcomings and shadow. This peace doesn't last long, however, because eventually Chie's friend Yukiko disappears and shows up on the Midnight Channel in a princess outfit, acting incredibly energetic, which is in stark contrast to how she has come across thus far.
Good evening! Tonight, Princess Yukiko has a big surprise. I'm gonna go score myself a hot stud. Welcome to Not a Dream, Not a Hoax. Princess Yukiko's hunt for her Prince Charming. And I came prepared. I've got my lacy unmentionables on, stacked from top to bottom. I'm out to catch a whole harem, and the best of the lot is gonna be all mine. Well, here I go.
Thus far, she seemed cold, short-spoken, and unapproachable. However, this doesn't prevent certain creepy dudes from trying.
You're Yuki, right? You wanna go hang out somewhere?
What? Who are you?
What's up with him? What school's he from?
Never mind that. He's going for Yukiko-san? Man, you'd think he'd at least wait until she's alone to make his move.
I bet you a can of tappy gets knocked out.
No bet. Haven't you heard how difficult the Amagi challenge is?
So are you coming or not?
I'm not going.
Fine!
What did he want from me?
She also now appears to be starring in a dating show and even says she's gonna score herself a hot stud. During the search for Yukiko, Chie shows how obsessed she is with Yukiko's safety and spearheads the group's approach into the TV world to enter the very same castle Yukiko appeared in front of. Eventually, they bump into Shadow Chie, who confesses she loves hearing how Yukiko feels worthless without Chie there to help her.
Yukiko! Chie was the only one who gave my life meaning. She's bright and strong, and she can do anything. She has everything that I don't. Compared to Chie, Chie protects me. She looks after my worthless life. And I don't deserve any of it. Chie is so kind.
Yukiko, Are we talking about that, Yukiko? She says I'm protecting her! She says she's worthless! That's how it should be, right? What are you saying? Yukiko's so good looking, so fair skinned, so feminine. She's the one all the guys drool over. When Yukiko looked at me with such jealousy, man, did I get a charge out of that. Yukiko knows the score. She can't do anything if I'm not around. I'm better than her. Much, much better.
She mentions how Yukiko is damn near perfect and possesses all the feminine qualities that Chie lacks. So she's loving that someone like her can be jealous of Chie. Obviously, Chie denies this is true and isn't part of her, which makes Shadow Chie run amok and turns into a monster resembling a woman in dominatrix outfits sitting on top of a pile of people. This symbolizes Chie's feeling of superiority when she gets to be on top of those beneath her, reflecting the enjoyment she gets out of her best friend needing her. After defeating the Shadow and vowing to overcome her own inferiority complex, the Shadow awakens as Chie's persona, Tomoe. It's no wonder Chie's primary color is green. It's both a happy color symbolizing vitality, which Chie has in spades, but also symbolizes jealousy, which she feels for Yukiko. Chie's school uniform is her using her athletic jacket, which is adorned with several decorated pins, which includes a smiley face, reflecting her happy personality. Even during the summer, you can find her with her jacket wrapped around her hips. Underneath her skirt, she also has compression shorts, reflecting her sporty personality. that she is always ready to exercise. Even her normal summer outfit consists of a green tank top and colorful wristbands. Everything about Chie is practical and happy, all complementing her happy attitude and interest in sports. She's by no stretch feminine and works as a great contrast to Yukiko. Tomura was a female samurai during the time of the Genpei War. No one really knows what happened to her, and as a result, she became a thing of legends. This element can be seen in Tomura's design with her sarashi, the armored belt, and her naginata. The very first thing that most people are bound to pick up on is Tomura's yellow and black tracksuit, which was worn by Bruce Lee in the movie The Game of Death, symbolizing Chie's love for martial arts. This same motif can be seen in Tomura's body, as it's very muscular. Tomura also wears battle gloves and combat boots, referencing Chie's interest for the practical over the fashionable. The most important part of Tomura, however, is her helmet. When looking at Tomura, there's no doubt it's a girl, yet a pair of lips have been painted on the visor of the helmet with lipstick. This symbolizes Chie's insecurity of her own femininity. She is afraid of being seen as a guy or being too masculine because of her hobbies and interest in sports and martial arts, and wishes to remind people she's still a girl by doing something as silly as painting feminine lips on the visor of a helmet. Tomura, in other words, resembles Chie's masculine interest, but Chie is well aware of how unladylike that might make her appear, and thus, perhaps caused by her inferiority complex, she goes through extra lengths to highlight her feminine traits. Afterwards, the team continues their trip through the castle to save Yukiko, and during the venture through the castle, you get some insight in Yukiko and her mindset.
I hated my name. Yukiko. Snow. Snow is cold and it melts quickly. It's transient. Worthless. But it's perfect for me. Apart from inheriting the inn, I'm worthless. Still, Chie told me that red looks good on me.
Are these Yukiko-san's inner thoughts? I remember hearing Saki-senpai's too.
Yukiko means snow child, which is a name she hates because snow is cold and it melts quickly. She also mentions how Chie was the one who told her that red looks good on her, which is a very passionate color, which is a stark contrast to the docile, innocent girl that she's expected to be. In fact, you find out why exactly she's appearing in a made-up TV dating show, and it's because she wants to escape the responsibility and role that's been put on her by her family.
Oh? Ooh, what's this? 3 princes are here to see me. My. Are you the surprise guests who came in late? Oh, I wish I'd gotten a better look at you. My, it's getting crowded here. Why don't you and I go somewhere else? A land far, far away where no one knows me. If you're my prince, you'd take me there, won't you? Come on, pretty please?
Oh, is this scoring a hot stud?
3 princes? Wait, does that include me too?
Duh, the 3rd one's gotta be me. I seriously doubt that.
Chie. Yes, she's my prince. She always leads the way. Chie's a strong prince, or at least she was.
Was?
When it comes down to it, Chie's just not good enough. She can't take me away from here. She can't save me.
Yukiko!
Stop. Historic inn? Manager training? I'm sick of all these things chaining me down. I never asked to be born here. Everything's decided for me, from how I live to where I die. I'm so sick of it. To hell with it all.
That's not true.
I just want to go somewhere far away. Anywhere but here. Someone please take me away. I can't leave here on my own. I'm completely useless.
Just like in fairy tales, she wants someone to come and save her from her evil family and take her away. Even Yukiko's shadow says as much. how the pride of the town, the Amagi Inn that Yukiko families own, how everything has been predetermined by her family, and how they have decided how Yukiko should be. This is perfectly shown when Yukiko refuses the shadow's existence and the shadow sounds like it's about to reach an orgasm.
How dare you? That's how I really feel. Isn't that right, me? No!
Stop! Don't say it!
No! You're not me! This feels wonderful. It's building. More and more. If this keeps up, I'll...
Yukiko always appeared prim and proper, and here she doesn't even worry about how this may be interpreted as sexual, which is great taboo in Japan. After this, the shadow turns into a bird escaping its cage, obviously symbolic of Yukiko wishing to escape the role she's been put in by her family. The cage here refers to the inn that she's forced to stay in and keep going to the next generation. The bird is also completely red, showing how it's fueled by raw emotion. But just like every other boss, this one is defeated and turns into Yukiko's persona, Konohana Sakuya. I try and keep personal thoughts out of these videos, but I need to stress that when I saw Yukiko change, that's when I knew Persona 4 was something different. Yukiko, when you first see her, is everything you think of when you think of the cool, cold school princess. Perfect grades, the black hair, the stone-faced beauty, and her short-spoken nature. But when you get to know her, you realize that her bright red sweater and subsequent red day-to-day outfit symbolizes just the sheer passion and energy that's inside of her. Despite her behavior and proper dressing, red is actually a very daring color. It stands out more than most other colors. It symbolizes that behind the cold facade that Yukiko might first show off, there's a person of great warmth and energy. And as we see after the castle, we see her being quick to laugh and do dumb quirky things.
How'd it come to this?
Also, a quick thing I just want to mention real quick. When doing Chie's social link, you find out she first met Yukiko, who had run away from home because her parents wouldn't let her keep a stray dog, showing that Yukiko has always been a warm and heartful person. It should also be stated that the dog is now Chie's pet, Muku, showing how Chie does everything in her power to make Yukiko smile. As for Konohana Sakuya, she was the daughter of the mountain god Oyamatsumi. She got married to the god Ningi, but after becoming pregnant in just one night, Ningi accused her of infidelity. To prove her innocence, Sakuya entered a hut and set it on fire, declaring that if she was indeed faithful, she'd not be touched by the fires. She then later emerged unscathed by the fire. All of this matches Yukiko to a T, a girl pure of heart with a fire burning inside of her. The fire also perfectly opposes the name Snow Child that was given to her, showing her rebellion against the role given to her by her family. There's a reason why her element is fire in the game too. Sakuya is also the goddess of Japanese life, which is why her core imagery is the cherry blossom. As such, it reflects how much life is hidden behind Yukiko's cold exterior. Lastly, Yukiko eventually chooses to actually inherit the inn after all, which has earned her the scorn of many players. However, the difference here is that she's doing it out of her own choice, rather doing it because she is forced to. This can also be chalked up as symbolism for Sakuya, as she is, as I said, the goddess of Japanese life, and Yukiko wants to protect the Japanese values that comes with a family's old-style hotel. Yukiko is a goldmine when it comes to young psychology, as when she works at the inn she has to be short-spoken, cold, and reserved, just like we see her at the beginning of the game. which is a stark contrast to how we know she actually is. In other words, she puts on a persona. And you may not think that the cold and short-spoken Yukiko is actually Yukiko, but we also know that it is actually a part of her.
I can't stop. Oh, my stomach.
Yukiko decides to join the investigation team in the hopes of finding out who the culprit is who's been killing people and strewn them all over Inaba, hanging out for high places. Don't worry, we'll get into that later. Some time passes and a news report comes up showing the character Kanji after he's been fighting a biker gang.
Our special report took a turn for the violent when one of the apparent leaders attacked the camera crew. The hell are you punks doing here?
That voice.
This ain't a show! Get bent!
Still up to the same old tricks.
Do you know him, Dad?
Well, I know him through work. His name's Kanji Tatsumi. He's quite a handful. He's been crushing biker gangs in the area since middle school, but I thought he'd got into a high school and started attending class. Man, that blur sure is pointless. It's completely obvious who it is. The guy's family runs a historic textile shop. I think what happened was he crushed the local bikers all by himself because the noise kept his mother up at night. It's a nice gesture, but he's way too violent. At this rate, his mother will have to apologize again.
And sure enough, shortly after, Kanji shows up on the Midnight Channel. Let's pause here for a moment and talk about the importance of the TV in the context of Persona 4. As stated before, personas are all about the image you present outwards to the world. As of such, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that you put on an act. And what better place to put actors than on a stage on TV? Yep, that's why in the TV world things all look like stages. You're basically performing. It also helps making a rather unintrusive message about how TV helps shaping how we see people in the real world. As you'll quickly come to find out, hardly anyone presented on TV are actually shown the way they actually are. Yukiko's family was shown on TV, who of course act all prim and proper. Kanji is shown on TV being an evil good-for-nothing hoodlum, and we'll soon come to find out that that's not him at all. And whenever we see the Midnight Channel, it's taking all of the different characters' suppressed emotions and dialing it up to 11, just like how reality TV is. If you've ever seen reality TV, you'll often find how people are crying and screaming over the smallest thing. It's TV, so they're dialing it up to 11. Same thing when you watch influencers on the internet. Whatever lifestyle they choose to share is not necessarily what they actually live. You ever heard about a model with a gross infection, upset stomach, or an off-kilter view on the world? Nope, it's all an act. And jumping ahead a little, it's because of this that various people shows up on the Midnight Channel, because the TV paints them in this black or white light. All eyes on them. It should be stated that before people fully appear on the Midnight Channel, there's some rough images on TV a few days prior, giving an idea of who the next victim is. As of such, the group decides to tail Kanji from afar, believing that Midnight Channel is out to get him. Here, they see him talking with the character Naoto, a boy detective. Here we see Kanji confused about Naoto's interest in him, and it's clear that he's struggling with this because Kanji thinks Naoto, whom he believes to be a guy, is romantically interested in him.
Did he say he was interested? He's a guy. And I'm a guy, but he's interested in me? Huh? What the hell are you pricks looking at?
When probed by this, Kanji acts violently, taking any word out of context that he thinks might be targeting his sexuality, showing how unconfident he is with it.
Look, we weren't planning on getting in you guys' way, and there's nothing strange about it either.
Strange? Why can't you keep your big mouth shut? Whoa, wait! Damn it! This ain't what you think! You got it all wrong! Hey! Are you listening, damn it? It seriously ain't like that!
Shortly after, he appears on the Midnight Channel acting comedically overly gay in a show where he's about to investigate a bathhouse.
Hello, dear viewers. It's time for Bad Bathhouse. Tonight I'll introduce a superb sight for those searching for sublime love that surpasses the separation of the sexes. I'm your host, Kanji Tatsumi, serving you this scandalously special sneak-in report. Goodness gracious, just imagine the things that might happen to me there. Woo! Well then, let's get this show on the road. Toodaloo!
Believing that Kanji is in danger, the team goes in to rescue him. As you venture through the bathhouse, you find out that Kanji only really acts violent when he wants to protect people. The biker gang he destroyed earlier was because their bikes kept his sick mother up at night. And eventually, you come face to face with Kanji's shadow, who mentions how he hates girls, because they are all scared of Kanji and spread lies about him.
Oh, how I hate girls. So arrogant and self-centered. They cry if you get angry, they gossip behind your back, they spread nasty lies, they look at me like some disgusting thing and say that I'm a weirdo, laughing at me all the while. You like to sew? What a queer! Painting is so not you. But you're a guy. You don't act like a guy. Why aren't you manly? What does it mean to be a guy? What does it mean to be manly? Girls are so scary. I ain't scared of them! Men are much better. They'd never say those awful, degrading things. Yes, I vastly prefer men. Hell with that! What makes you think you can say that shit with my face? Why, you're me. And I'm you. You do know that, don't you? No. Nuh-uh! No way! There's no way in hell that you're me!
Kanji likes to sew and paint, traits commonly considered very feminine. And Kanji has been shunned for those interests and have been called gay for it. However, when he is acting out as a hoodlum, he's earned respect and adoration from fellow men, and starved for affection, he might have taken that as romantic interest. Hearing this, Kanji refuses his shadow, and you have to fight the shadow. The shadow this time is a huge masculine body carrying around the typical male symbol as weapons, just like how Kanji uses his masculine fighting to beat people up. But inside the big muscly body, in a bed of roses, is a Kanji with makeup, showing how Kanji is a feminine soul stuck in a masculine body. It should also be stated that you fight this boss along with other masculine peers, showing that whatever kinship Kanji has had with others comes as a result of masculinity. They're also called nice guy and tough guy, possibly referring to the stereotypes of a feminine man and the other a masculine man, which Kanji has been struggling with finding out who he really is.
Damn it.
Kanji-kun! Wait, Yukiko, something's wrong. It's still coming at us! Kanji is still rejecting it! Well, I can't blame him with this many witnesses.
Such a passionate approach.
What?
I think that you three would make wonderful boyfriends.
Stop it! You got it all wrong!
Enough. Stop! What the hell are you blabbering about? I don't care who! Won't someone? Anyone please accept me? Stop it! Accept me for who I am!
Whoa, whoa! I really don't swing that way!
I said stop it! I can't believe something like this is inside me.
Kanji, you're...
Yeah, I know. I've known all this time I had something like you. It ain't a matter of guys or chicks. I'm just scared shitless of being rejected. I'm a total pansy who tries to make everyone hate me.
When the fight ends, Kanji admits that everything the shadow said was true, and that all he wants is to be accepted for who he is, as a guy who likes stuff that people think is girly.
I already know that you're me. You're me. And I'm you, damn it. Shit.
Kanji-kun!
Let's get him out of here.
Kanji's design oozes danger. His hair is slicked back, he has a scar on his eyebrow, his shirt has a big skull on it, and he drapes his school uniform over his shoulders in a punk style to emphasize the style he wishes to embody. He also has a tattoo, which often disappears, showing it's most likely just painted on, probably by himself, as he stated he likes to paint. Playing Persona 4 Golden, you'll also find that his real hair color is actually black and he's just dyeing it. Just like Yosuke and Chie, he chooses to dress how he wishes to be perceived. He wants people to see him as a real man's man, and even intimidate people to the point where they don't get close enough to notice his more feminine traits. So, as opposed to Yosuke and Chie, who dress to invite people in, Kanji dresses to keep people out. Kanji's persona, Takemikazuchi, is said to have been born from the blood of the sword of Izanagi when he slew the newborn fire god Kagutsuchi. It is said he challenged his brother Takeminakata to the world's first sumo match, and has since then been known for his history with war and strength. Takemikazuchi might be my favorite design of the entire group. Mikazuchi is the only one of the group's personas that's a robot, rather than biological. This is because Kanji perceives himself as different from the others. He doesn't know whether he's gay or straight, so he believes himself to be different, but he doesn't want people to know he's different, and as of such, he's crudely painted a skeleton on the front of the robot. The skeleton is obviously a reference to punk culture, shout out to Anarchy Dreamers, as well as delinquency, but it's also a thing everyone knows to only exist in something biological. In other words, Kanji is trying to fit in by mimicking others. The skeleton is, however, not gonna fool anyone, but that's where the only colorful thing about Mikazuchi comes in: the golden lightning sword in his hand. Kanji doesn't want people to get close and find out who he truly is, so he wants to scare them away by brandishing his weapons at them, swinging them around to keep people away, and only focus on his weapons, so they don't focus on the guy holding it. Also, it should be stated, his head is incredibly small compared to the rest of his body because Kanji is super dumb.